My name's Joe Hay. I'm a sales and account manager, and we have Kumar from the mobile team joining us as well. Um, so we're here to discuss S2K's mobile warehouse management app, right? This is one of the apps within our mobile suite that we offer with the S2K ERP system. Other apps we offer are order entry, proof of delivery, field service. There's a couple ones out there, so just wanted everybody to note that. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the WMS app. So just wanted to kind of highlight some key features, and I'm going to pass it over to Kumar to actually take us through it. So basically, the mobile app is designed to replace the traditional RF technology that exists today as far as scanning, right? Those guns tend to be expensive. And the beauty of our mobile WMS app is it's compatible with both iOS and Android devices. And being that it's compatible for both operating systems, it gives you a lot of flexibility on the device itself that you want to use. So you're no longer locked into RF technology. You can mix and match and go out and pick cheap devices, mid-range devices, and higher end devices. Really, that choice is yours. It's designed to make transaction processing lighter, easier, and faster, right? You'll be leveraging enhanced touchscreen displays right through the mobile device. The entire app is clear and concise, easy to read, easy to use, right? Everybody knows how to use a mobile device. It's all point and click or point and touch, I should say. So that reduces training time and speeds up operations. And overall, it's ideal to enhance your current warehouse process or replace your traditional RF technology that you're using today. And it's also perfect for small stockroom management as well. So just wanted to highlight a quick couple features here, and I'm going to pass it over to Kumar to actually take us through the app.
Hello, everyone.
There we go.
Thank you, everyone, for joining our webinar here. I will be walking through the demo version of S2K WMS warehouse application here. As you can see the screen here, this is projected on the Android devices. The similar version is also available on the iOS applications. I'm going to log into our demo system to show the features and the functions available within the warehouse operations. Here I'm using my profile to log in, which is your iSeries profile that is set up on the iSeries, and then menu security is given access through the iSeries menu functionalities that you already have or familiar within the system. Once the access is given here, you do see that you're assigned to a warehouse called 10 here. And this is your warehouse address and information that you are working with. The same device and applications can be used in multiple warehouses. If you have more than one location within your company, we can use that. It can be a multi-bin warehouse, it can be a non-multi-bin warehouse, or it can be a stores. So this application is well designed to address all the needs and requirements at the warehouses, at the stores as well. So when I say stores, you can use this option here, use this functionality here to do the counting in the stores, or do the product inquiries and all that information in the stores. But let me walk through the main facilities distribution center here. This warehouse 10 is my distribution center here. As you can see, if you can, these are all the various functionalities that we have, starting from the inquiry, inbound receiving, outbound, verification process, counting, product movement. You have a product maintenance, various labels that you can print within the warehouse. Manufacturing module is inbuilt in there with the pallet processing there, and also the shipping information, loading onto the truck, scanning onto the pallet, all that information is within that. I'll go one by one option here. First thing, I'll go into inquiry. As you can see, it's a touch friendly. Within the inquiry, you do have all these inquiries inbuilt in there. The product inquiry, if I want to see what all the products I have in my building, I can scan the UPC number, vendor manufacturer number, or description you can type in with. If you know the product number, you can search by the product number. Alternatively, if you don't know anything of that, you can just say, uncheck this. it's going to list all the products within your building. And then if you have any images, the images is going to show up right there. You can go for the large image to show up that. And also you can tap on it to see more information about that product. What is my bin information? What is the UPC number? If it is a serial control, you're going to see all the serialized information about the product. Similarly, with the bin information here, if I go into my bin inquiry and then just scan the bin I want to look at, so it's going to list me all these products which are in that shelf, and it shows exactly what is available quantity within the shelf. Move ticket inquiry in here, that gives you more information about your inbound receiving. When the inbound receiving is done, it's going to suggest the putaways, and it's going to show you all the putaways that's generated in the system for you to finish the task. Here you do have a replenishment putaways, manufacturing putaways, and also you can see with the click of a button, you can see what are pending and what are open moves for you to perform in the warehouse. Pallet inquiry, again, you can see what's on my pallet. You can scan the pallet and it's going to tell you what is available on the pallet. On the receiving side, it's all inbound receiving, whether it's a PO receiving or the transfer receiving, cargo receiving, or customer returns receiving. Anything that is coming into your building can be used from this option here. When you go into the PO receiving here, you can just select any of the purchase order right there. It's going to give you all the product that are getting received into the building within the purchase order. With the click of a button, you can see what all you can do with that. You can receive all, reverse line, print labels. You can do tons of operations with it at your fingertips. That's just, or you can just say, I want to receive all, and then, you can just do that. If you say that, did something wrong, it's going to give you a buzz sound in there saying that you're doing something wrong in there. And the same information goes with the transfer receiving as well. Since it is inbound receiving, the flow is exactly similar to what I have just shown on the PO receiving. The same for the cargo receiving as well as same for the RA receiving as well. When you go into my RA receiving, this is the RA that I am receiving from the customer here as a customer refusal. You can say that the customer is sending this. Again, you can see that the functionality is pretty much similar to what I have shown you in the PO receiving. On the picking side, you do have, you can use the device to do the interlocation transfer picking, warehouse transfer picking. You can do a consolidated batch picking, or you can do a single batch picking with the multiple orders on that, or you can do an individual customer order picking. So this is all configurable based upon your warehouse setup, how you want to process with that. Some warehouses want to use the order manager to pick those, to group the batches and then release to the pickers. Some we want to go by the pick tickets. The pick tickets, again, I guess when I say pick tickets, you don't have to really print the pick tickets manually. You can completely get away from the pick tickets and then have the devices in the building. As soon as the pick ticket is printed, it's going to show up here for you to start picking the order. Now, if I have to show this, this is my order that I'm going to pick. And this is the information that shows up whether, who it is getting billed to and where it is going. If you have any messages to the pickers, it's going to show up in there. On the next screen, it tells you in the system what is the bin that is assigned and what is the product that you need to pick. And also here, you can also override the bin facility that you have. When you walk to the aisle, you don't have anything to pick. You can override that. When you do the override, cycle counting automatically sets up in the system to manage your inventory accurately within the building. Again, I can just tap on that. I can say that I'm picking a quantity of 2, and I can finish the order as simple as possible. It says that, okay, where are you bringing this product? So just let me know where do you want to put these items back in the staging bin so that the verifier can verify, box them out, and then ship them out. It's that simple. And if you're backing out, it will also tell you, where are you actually want to stage this. So that's about that picking up the batches. I'm going to go into the verification process. I will come to the verification process here. This is my partially picked order in there. It's going to tell me, what all I have. for the verification, it will tell you exactly where to go and find those products in there. So you can walk in there and then start scanning the products into the boxes or the pallets to ship them out to your customer. On the counting side, you do have various types of counting within the system. Have a physical count. When you do the physical count setup, you can count the whole warehouse there. This goes by the setup that you need to do on the back end. You do have a cycle count by item. If you have set up by the cycle count by item, you can just see all the items that is being set up for the cycle count. You can select that. It's going to tell you which is the bin that you need to go and count it. If you find any extra bins, you can still count them and then post it into the system. Cycle count by bin, you can always walk to any bin to do the cycle count setup here. If this is on the fly, you can count the bin and then post the inventory to do the adjustments then and there itself. And you do have an options where you want to post it or you want to print the variants of your countings. And again, this is a single click of a button. I can say this is my lot here. I'm counting in here. Quantity, let's say I found 10 on that. And as simple as that, you can say as counted at 10. When you back out, do you want to reset these items without posting? Yes, I want to do that. I don't want to post it. You can go back. Directed bin cycle count is same as bin cycle count that is directed by somebody else. Cycle count by pallet is the same. I can start counting one of the pallet, and then if it is a valid pallet, it's going to find out and then allow you to count what's on the pallet. Product movement, there's various ways that you can move the product within the building. Either it can be in the form of the putaways, it can be in form of the replenishments, or it can be form of in the form of manual putaways. So I can go into the replenishments. You can say that these are the replenishment that I need to perform within the building to move the products from one bin to another bin. I can use this functionality to do that. Or I can go to the manual moves and I can just scan the item or the bin. You can say that I want to take this item and then put the quantity of 2 into another bin, let's say A1001. So it's that simple. So now if I go into my A1001, it's everything is done automatically here, and you can see that the quantity that I moved is already in that bin now. So it's that simple in there. Putaways here, again, the same thing here. You're loading onto your truck and then walking into the aisles to do the putaways generated from the receiving part. Here, manufacturing, before that, I can go into product maintenance here. Again, within the product maintenance, if you wanted to capture the image, you can capture the image of that product and then save it into the system. You can do the UPC maintenance if you want to maintain the UPCs for those products. You can do associate of the bin to an item in the building. This usually comes in handy when you're doing a new warehouse setup. You want to associate the bins to an item. You can use this functionality here. Forms and labels, as you can see on the screen, there's tons of ways that you can print the labels in the building. Any kind of a form that you can think of, whether specific to a customer, specific to your warehouse, or specific to your vendor, you can print any labels in here. Bill of lading, bin label, item label, pallet tags, receivers, putaways, shelf labels. Shelf labels is very much useful in your retail stores. If you have a retail store and then you want to print the item labels there with your pricing information, you can say that what kind of a pricing I want to print on our labels. That will come in very handy to stick the labels on the products on the shelves in the stores. That's of those all the labels that I can think of in the warehouse. And in the manufacturing, you do have a receiving, again, the completion of the MO process here, which you're going to receive the goods after the completion is done. Or also you can do the component picking and then bringing into the tables for your manufacturing process. That can be performed using this functionality here. Within the pallets here, you can build the pallets, you can do the bin transfer on the pallets, putaways, and then depalletize all those pallet functionalities there. And in the shipping module, you do have, this is we can scan all those boxes that are pre-built for the customer. You can scan them to the pallet, or you can scan them to the truck, provide any kind of a labels that you want. So all these functionalities that are related to the shipping are inbuilt into the system as well. Again, so I'm going to flip the warehouse to a different location, which is my store location, which is in a store 30 here. And when you go into the store 30, it is a non-multi-bin location here. Now you can see the differences between the menu options that you're going to see here. So since it is not a bin driven, it's going to ask you to only the manual moves from one shelf to another shelf. You only have that functionality here. Similarly, some other functions are taken off based upon the bin setup and the warehouse setup that you have in the building. Again, you can go in there. You can use this for your picking process. If the customer is coming to do the retail pickup, you can use this functionality to do the retail pickup. I'm going to go into here. Let me go into my customer orders here. This is my non-multi-bin here. As you can see, here you're going to start with the product, because since this is a non-multi-bin functionality, you start with the product. If it is a multi-bin, you're going to start with the bin to drive the picking process. Again, the flow is pretty much the same everywhere. And for some reason, if you are unable to find the product in the building, you can always do the research in here, select the reason for why you did not find the product in here, so that your manager will come and take a look at it and then do the necessary actions on that product, why we did not find it. So that kind of a research functionality, already we have it in the system there. It will auto adjust the inventory in the system on the completion process. I'm going to go into another store, which is my multi-bin. Sorry, another location here, which is 20 here. Now, if I go into my picking here, I want to show the picking batches, how you can do the batch picking as well. Within the batch, I have 2 customer orders. I can go into this batch here. I can start picking one order after the other order here. I can go into the second one here. Next. And I'm picking quantity of 12, picking quantity of 2, picking quantity of 8 here. So as you can see, how fast and intuitive the system is inbuilt in here. You can do show all lines here. That shows that everything has been picked up. If you did some mistake here, you can always go back and then do the reset pick on that, and then do the pick again. If you want to say just pick one, I have only one in there, you can do that. You stage it, and then you end picking. So this is the functionality we have. Again, within the batch, you can also sort by or filter by the ship via methods in here. If the batch is pre-built only for the FedEx, maybe you want to get the batch out by 2:00 in the afternoon, you can always filter by Federal Express. There's no batches or there's no orders that needs to go out. So that's another filtering that you can apply there on the picking side. Well, I think there's a lot to cover actually within this short period of time here, but I think you all got the gist of what VIA is coming up with and kind of a technology that we are inbuilt in the system here to give the added advantage to all our prospects and all our great customers we have.